Hello friends, this is tutorial number 3 in this C++ design patterns course, and in this tutorial we will talk about open closed principles. Let's create one application class like in previous tutorials. We will include IRstream and standard namespace in CPP file. And in the header file we will include standard namespace. We don't need IRstream here. And here we want to calculate the area, for example, of rectangle and cube. I don't need this application class, I just need header file. We will create namespace. The name will be my namespace. And first we want to create abstract class shape. It will have public double function. It will be a virtual function. The name will be calculate area. And it will be a pure virtual function. We will define it with 0. Now let's create another class rectangle, and it will extend shape. It will have some private fields, can be double. It will be width and length of the rectangle, but we will define it with A and B. And let's create we can create here we can create a constructor. It will be parameterized with double A and B. And we will also have a double function calculate area from the base class shape. Class shape is abstract, and we forgot to create a virtual destructor. We have created it now. And we can create another class which will extend a shape. It can be cube. It will have a side which will be A, one private double member which will be A, And now let's create public. We can create a constructor. It will be parameterized with private member A, and also it will have calculate area function from the base class. We forgot to, it will also extend the class shape. Okay, that should be fine. And we will create one more class, and the name of the class will be area calculator. This class will not extend any of these class. And it will have, first it will have one private member. Private member will be shape. And it will be S with pointer. And let's create some public members. We will create default constructor, and also we will create a destructor. Will be virtual. And we will also need one void function, which will be set shape. Now let me see if this works properly, but set shape, it will be a parameterized function. We need to use a shape. And let's build and run this to see if it will work properly, and it will not work properly because I forgot a double here. And let's build and run again, and I forgot to delete application from the CPP file. Now it's okay. Now we will continue. In header file we are okay, and now let's go to the CPP file. Let's call this my namespace that we already created, and let's start define our functions from the classes. Class shape is abstract, and we have already defined it. We already have our virtual destructor. Let's go to the rectangle, and let's define the constructor first. It extends shape class. got parameters double A and double B, and we will use this keyword. This A will be equals to A, and this B will be equals to B. And we also, but one more thing that I want to show you. The functions will work, but here we have the base class has a calculate area function, which is a pure virtual function. This is abstract class, and we have this calculate area function, of course, in the derived class, and in this way will work. But for better reading of the code, we can write override in the derived classes. And because this calculate area function, this function from derived class, will override same function from the base class, and also in the cube we can also write override. It will be better to write. Now let's continue to define this function rectangle, and we have calculate area. Now let's define it, and it will return, we will use a formula for a area calculation of the rectangle. It will be A multiplied with B. That's okay. Now let's go to the cube. First let's define a constructor. It is parameterized constructor double A extends shape and let's write this A will be equals to A. Now let's define calculate area of the cube, and we will return area of the cube. We need to use a formula. We have side A. The formula is 6 multiplied with A multiplied with A. And now let's go to the area calculator. Just a second. We have a default constructor. Now let's go, and we have another public function, which is we have a virtual destructor. It's okay, and let's define a set shape function. It has shape as a parameter, and we will write this shape s is parameter, and this s will be equals to s, because area calculator. It has a private shape S as it has a shape as a private field. That's okay. And we also forgot one double. It will be we need to return this area. We will call the function get area, and let's define it. Area calculator, let's call get area function, or it could be get shape area, but get area will be enough. And we will return S calculate area. We are calling calculate area from the shape. Now let's build and run to see if we have some errors. Okay, it works properly. And now let's go to our main file. We need to include application. And also we need to include this namespace that we have created already, my namespace. We will delete this hello world, we don't need it. And we need to create some shape. Now let's create shape S1 with pointer will be equals to new, we will use a rectangle, and we will set some values. It doesn't need to be decimal numbers. We will use 7, 8 and 8. We have defined it with double, but it doesn't matter. And we also can create another shape. The name will be S2, will be new, it will be a cube, and the side will be 4. And now let's create area calculator object. It will be AC equals to new area calculator. Okay, we have created our objects, we have allocated them in the memory, and now for example we want to calculate the area of the rectangle. To do this, let's call set shape for our area calculator object. We will call the function set shape, and we will set shape, we will use S1. And now we will just call the get area function. Okay, and it should, but we need to print it. We'll just print this get area. We want to see if our program works properly. It should print us the area of the rectangle, and we defined width and length with 7 and 8, and the output should be 56. We will see if this will work properly, and in this case it doesn't. Let me see. I have semicolon here by mistake. As you can see, here it is. It's 56. It returns the area of the rectangle. It works properly. Okay, we have warning here because we didn't use S2 variable, but we will use it. Of course, we didn't delete anything from the memory, and we will try this again. If we type number 10 here, and width and length will be 7 and 10, and the area should be 70. Now let's run again to see if everything will work properly, and here is 70. It works fine. Now we will call set shape again. We will change it to S2, and we also want to print. Now if we call the get area function, it will return us area of the cube. The side is 4. 6 multiplied with 4 is 24. 24 multiplied with 4 is 96. We should have okay, 70 will be the output for the rectangle, and 96 should be the output for the cube. But before we will delete all of this, we will delete S1, we will also delete S2, and we will delete AC. We don't need this anymore. Just to see, we want to see if everything will work properly. As you can see, we have 70, which is area of the rectangle, A multiplied with B, and we have area of the cube, which is 96. The formula, the side is 4, and 6 multiplied with 4 is 24, and multiplied with 4 is 96. This works properly. We can change to 3. If we change to 3, it should give us 3 multiplied with 3 is 9. It should be 54. 70 and 54 should be the output, and it works properly. Okay, I really hope that you understand and that you like this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram. You have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next tutorial.